not live yet. There we go.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, it's Danny Wanda back from Pecan Grove.
I'm trying.
Deep South Homestead at Pecan Grove, shall I say?
Yeah, we're on Deep South Homestead, but we got to get y'all moved over to.
We got to get y'all moved over to Pecan Grove.
Let me find what I'm looking for. Yes, right. Ha! That it?
I think that'll work just about fine right where it's at.
I'll move it just a touch, but don't jump on me.
Maybe it won't jump on you.
Now, we're good. Maybe. All right. Y'all, we are wore out. Danny and I thought we'd just lay down and go to sleep, and y'all can wake us up when y'all get through chatting.
Yeah, Jen says, I'm here.
Okay.
Okay. It has been one challenging week for us.
Several weeks, but today.
Yeah, this week was really challenging. And we still don't know how much of the hay we're going to be able to salvage, guys, because when Wanda and I got it all baled, we went to use her Kubota and it ran hot. We couldn't use it to pull the trailer. So we had to grab my pickup truck with the trailer on it and take it out in the field. And I just took the grapple and just grabbed the hay up, throw it on the trailer. It was like 100 degrees out there.
It was hot.
It was so hot.
But we knew it was supposed to rain later. We were trying to beat the rain.
We were fighting time because they said in 2 or 3 hours it was supposed to be raining. And we're just grabbing hay with a grapple, throwing it on the trailer. Wanda's out there in the heat, standing it up on its end. And we'd run over to the building, and the first load I put in the building by hand. I just got out and throwed it in there and stacked it all by hand. The second load, we were just getting too hot, and we just started grabbing it off the trailer, throwing it in front of the building, just stacking it on the ground out there. And we finally got the last bit of it in there. I told her, I said, look, let's just grab an old tarp we had there. Let's throw a tarp over it. Pray it don't rain. Well,
it rained.
we've had more rain in the last 2 days than we probably had since January. And I'm like, Lord, really? You know, and I went and looked under the tarp, and it looks like the stars under. There's so many holes in it. So we put another tarp on top of it. And I checked, and some of the hay is wet. Some of it's not wet. I can't take the tarp off until the danger of rain is gone.
It didn't rain today, but it was so cloudy and we kept looking and we had a chance of rain.
Yeah.
And so we didn't take the tarp off. We think a lot of it is dry, but we know some of it may have gotten some
anything that's touching the ground, we know has got water, has sucked up water from the bottom. Anything that's on the very top, we got wet, because I know I felt my hand on it, it got wet. But, you know, we just didn't have the manpower to...
well, we didn't have the room to put it in the building.
Yeah, we have the room to put most of it in there. It's just that...
Oh, you were afraid it might catch on fire.
It was so... The bales of hay sitting out in that sun, those bales of hay were over 100 degrees. I tested them with I have a thermometer thing you stick down in the hay. They were over 100 degrees, just not from the fact that there was moisture in it, just from the sun, because we had to leave them sitting in the field till I completely baled the whole field, and then I had to take the baler off and go back and pick them up and put them on a trailer, and they stayed out there probably 4 hours. It took me about 4 hours to bale all that. They just laid in that 100-degree temperature for 4 hours out there, and I was just a little nervous to stack them up tight in that building, you know, with no airflow, and and then it just flooded and flooded and flooded and flooded for days, 2 days. And so,
so we did the best we could do.
We just done the best we could do. I mean, we didn't have no way to, at our age, we just couldn't stay in that heat and put it in the building. You know, we just couldn't do it.
And we didn't want it to burn anything to catch on fire. So right now, hopefully it is not as wet as it would have been if we'd have left it in the field.
No, it's not as wet as it would have been if we just left it.
Because we got almost, what, 1 inch and 5/8?
We got 1 inch and 5/8 of rain just
in less than 24 hours.
Yeah, less than 24 hours. It just flooded.
But we needed the rain as far as that, but we didn't need it on the sweet potatoes either. We still have a field of sweet potatoes.
Yep. And I'm about, I don't know, I'm a quarter of the way through with our new greenhouse.
That's been a...
And I can't stop now, because if I stop now, the wind could blow it down and mess it up.
Let me see if I can get it where they can kind of see it.
This one's going to try to show y'all a picture of where I'm at with the new greenhouse. This will be our seed starting greenhouse. It's got polycarbonate panels on it. It doesn't have plastic over it like our other ones. This is a polycarbonate, greenhouse.
And this is why I couldn't help him today.
I was out there today by myself all day doing that. Miss Wanda was canning
17 jars of sweet potatoes today, and a gallon and a half of onions cut up.
Yeah.
So the hay will still be good if it's not soaking wet. We just can't take the tarp off till maybe tomorrow.
We'll take the tarp off tomorrow. Tomorrow it says it's going to be sunny, so we'll take the tarp off first thing in the morning and just let it sit in the sun and see if it will actually dry out some. I don't know how deep the water went into it or anything like that. We'll just have to see. And still, I still got 2 more fields to cut. So I mean, I don't know what we're going to do now.
There will be some video on the greenhouse, because this is the Pacific greenhouse. They came out with another straight roof. Ours is the Pacific, which has I didn't forget how the roof's done. It's kind of
comes down, it's kind of
a weird way.
It's a weird shape.
But it's a nice look.
It's like a Gothic.
Yeah, roof. And the new one is straight. The new roof I've seen is straight, but I like the Pacific, so I'm glad I got the Pacific one before I saw the other one. Or either Daniel probably had the straight roof.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a nice little greenhouse. I think it's going to be a good addition, because Danny was wanting to move the little greenhouse from Deep South, but he had about talked himself out of it, and he said, I think we could just put up a new one.
Charles said, I ain't taking no old one down, trying to put it back together again. I said, just buy a brand new one.
He didn't know that this one was going to come in 5 million pieces, literally.
This thing has been a nightmare. Now, it's a great greenhouse. Don't get me wrong. It's a great greenhouse. But there's so many pieces.
7, 8, 9 boxes, and then little boxes inside boxes, and it says get box so and so and get this many pieces of this out. And when you open a box, there's all these pieces in there, and you have to look at each one.
There's probably 100 pieces in every box, and you got to get 2 pieces out of one box and get 3 pieces out of another box and 2 pieces out of that box. And there's probably 50 to 100 pieces in each box, and you got to find them. And all that stuff. And
the print is not the best in the world. They could have done better and put the print in a darker look, because I mean it's little and it's barely got print on it. I had to look for one today and looked before I finally found it.
Oh, Farmall Cub YouTube channel says, Danny, I am Starburst. I have collards 1.5 foot in diameter. Awesome. Well, I tell you what, if you live anywhere north of the Mason-Dixon line, you better have some cool weather stuff, because this thing can turn cold on you people.
Grantee, when the dirt is so hot, do you still cure your potatoes? Yes.
Yes.
I'm actually canning potatoes we dug more than 2 weeks ago. I haven't even started on the ones we dug this past week. What kind of base are you putting the greenhouse on?
We're using a ground contact 4x6 base. We'll have video showing the base that's around it and how I designed it.
And we did put down ground cover.
Yeah, we put ground cover down first, and then we put down the 4x6s on top of that. One reason is we're trying to get more head clearance, because we're tall. Even though the greenhouse is tall, the taller you get the greenhouse, the easier it is.
Off the ground.
The easier it is to control the heat in it.
All right, Jennifer has the link up. Guys, we've been steadily, y'all know, trying to get Deep South ready. And the property Deep South, not anything to do with YouTube or anything.
Nothing to do with YouTube.
But the property, the original property we own, Deep South Homestead. The videos that are on this channel, most of them were done on the property Deep South Homestead. So
Yeah.
Danny's daughter Jennifer is a realtor, and she helped us get everything done this weekend, and she just made it live. The link is live. I guess she'll post the link. Jennifer, can you do that? Anybody that's interested in it, it will be live and for sale. And we are ready to take the next step. And
you know, life is a journey, and I look at my life like a book. You know, I have different chapters in it, and when I get through with one chapter, I close it out. I don't ever go back, and I open a new chapter. And Wanda and I, 2 years ago, opened a new chapter here at Pecan Grove after we started making the transition from Deep South Homestead over to here. I had to build a new home over here, and like I told y'all in one of my videos, I was tired of living in big, fancy, fine homes. That's not who I am. I built us a camp house, and it's not complete yet.
Next year.
But we're working on it.
Next year.
We had to get it where we could live in it so that we could go back to Deep South Homestead, and I could completely renovate that whole property.
Yeah.
So that the next buyers would be able to walk into a fully functional homestead so that they could enjoy it. I mean, my whole goal is that someone can enjoy Deep South Homestead as much as we have.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, so let me answer this. Make Believe says, was Wanda a gardener before she met Danny, or did she learn everything from Danny? My mom and dad gardened when I was little. When I married, we had a garden every year until my kids were grown. We always had peas and beans and corn and tomatoes and cucumbers, things like that. We kept that kind of stuff. But me, as far as was I doing the gardening, my husband then did most of it. I just picked it and canned it and stuff like that. I knew a lot about gardening. I helped plant and take care of weed and all that kind of stuff. But I've learned a lot of what I know now since I've been married to Danny, just being honest. All right, Jennifer does have the link posted. Okay.
You had to back it up. Somebody said, why are we selling?
Okay, so we had Danny and I married 12 and a half years ago. He already had the property, Deep South Homestead, and we turned it into a homestead. He had goats, he had gardens, he had fruit trees. We took it up a new level, and we did all kinds of new stuff to it. But we were constantly, when we met, we were talking about moving.
Yeah.
It was always in the back of our mind not to stay there. And when the opportunity came along, and we had 10 acres, we now own 40. So that is why we are selling. We like the 40 acres. We have more room. We have more woods. We have just a nice property here. And we have 2 houses on the property. One's an old house built in the 50s. And I can use it for office and for candy kitchen and storage.
Yeah.
So it gives us plenty of room. Danny has a barn and a shop, so that's something that he had at the other place.
Yeah.
So, and an extra little building, and we got a pond full of fish.
Yeah, we have ponds full of fish, and it's,
now we have woods with where he can hunt and things like that. We just like riding in the woods too. So we've got a lot of pluses here that we did not have over there, or we had limited things.
Yeah, I mean, we had pretty much maxed out everything over there that we wanted to do. And even though we built a lot of stuff, we always knew we were going to sell it at some point. Mm-hmm. And that was kind of we kind of had a love-hate relationship, because you know you're putting in all this labor, you know,
to walk off
from it. But you know what? I spent my whole life building big fine homes and weekend chalets and, you know, off-grid places off into the woods and stuff like that. So it's not a big deal to me. I mean,
make believe the new place is more aging friendly because we don't have as many hills. Most of Deep South was kind of hilly. You couldn't tell it from the videos. Most people thought it was flat land, and when they drove up, they would go, "Oh my goodness!" It was very much up and down hills everywhere at Deep South. The new property is still hilly, but not as bad.
It's not as bad.
We've got a lot of pasture, a lot of woods.
Yeah.
Just more the way we built the house is there's not a lot of steps going up and in and out.
Right.
The old house, there's no steps going in and out on the back. You know, everything's at easy access, I guess, and more, I guess, accessible.
Yeah, we've told y'all, we were actually going to move to Missouri. At one point, we had Kevin and Sarah from Living Tradition went and checked out some places for us because we trusted them. They're very good people. And we almost made a deal up there, but a realtor kind of got under my skin and tried to shaft me, and I backed out of the deal. We looked in Tennessee, Arkansas, North Mississippi, Northern Alabama, different places. For about 3 or 4 years, we just constantly looked. And then we just gave up. I told her, I said, you know what, I think God just may tell us, you know, that he wants us just to stay here. And when I found out everything that's going on up in those areas, I was kind of glad that God held us back now. And then one day we were just in town, and I ran into a guy I've known 30-something years ago, you know, and I talked to him about some property that he owned, and he told me, he said, well, we might sell. And well, come to find out, they eventually did sell, and we bought, and it's really nice.
All right, somebody's asking, what is a camp house? This is, let me see if I can get it now. That is what our camp house is looking like.
Well, you can't see nothing but me in a chair.
Well, you can see the floor and the walls, the wood walls. The flooring looks like wood.
You wanted a wood heater where you can...
I don't know if I have one right now. We have a wood heater in it. Most everything I've got.
Yeah, we've got a wood heater in our bedroom. We've got a wood heater in the living room. We have 2 giant storage rooms. You know, it's just 2 bedroom. We did not do a 3 bedroom. It has a safe room in it.
That is what it's looking like from the outside. Danny put a picket fence up so that Lucy, our basset hound, has somewhere to stay and play. It's got poplar on the outside. Mr. Mickey from Hills Mills Homestead brought us poplar for the barn that we did at Deep South Homestead, and it's been more than 2 years ago.
Oh yeah.
At least 2 years ago, he brought the poplar for the camp house.
For the camp house.
We did,
yeah.
When he and Kathy came down that day, we didn't really shoot a whole bunch of video, and we mentioned they were there, and we didn't tell anybody why, because we did not talk about the camp house at that time.
Right.
But that's why Mr. Mickey came down that time, was to bring us some wood. And so we have wood on the camp house like we do.
The camp house is a very refined building. It's very rustic on the inside. It's all wood. We don't do sheetrock. There's no sheetrock in the house except one little place around the edge of the tub.
And it's going to get painted at some point. Yeah. It's purple right now.
Because of the moisture reason, it's sheetrock that's fiberglass sheetrock is what it is, so the moisture doesn't hurt it. I didn't want to put any wood above the shower. And everything else is stone, vinyl plank flooring, wood on the walls.
That's a picture of the fireplace.
That's the fireplace or wood heater in the living room right there.
Yeah, the wood heater.
We were probably cooking on it that day.
You were.
I was cooking on it, yeah. Might have been rendering lard or something.
I don't remember what we were doing. We did something, but. And here you can see the walls. They are pine walls, but I put a provincial stain on them, which makes them a darker color. I love a dark colored wood. So that's kind of where we're at with that.
Yeah.
It's just been a journey.
It's been a journey.
And, do we consider ourselves preppers? I guess so. I buy things up in case, because if something happens to him and I can't go get stuff, I already have my stuff in place. If something happens to me, he has things in place where, and I guess you could say we prep for what ifs, like health-wise or something like that. Just like with COVID, we had some things stashed. We never had to go pick up stuff because we had everything, so gas was about the only thing.
Yeah, Farmall Cub YouTube channel says, Danny, I have a question. I have a man who is selling me a Farmall 140 with a disc, box blade, and plow. Is that a good deal? It depends on the price. I've never heard of a box blade going with a 140, but unless they've rigged up some kind of 3-point hitch on the back of it. But yeah, it's a good deal if the price is right.
Miss Nadia, she said, Danny, how deep do you plant your sweet potatoes? I have lots of vines. She pulled them up after 120 days and there were no sweet potatoes. She's in southern Florida.
No sweet potatoes?
After 120 days, you should have.
I don't know. I put mine 6 or 8 inches deep and then I bed the dirt up over them, maybe a foot deep all together.
Now, did you plant slips?
Did you plant potatoes or did you plant slips?
That might answer your question.
Yeah.
If you just planted the potatoes, you
will not have. If you just put sweet potatoes in the ground, you will not have any potatoes. But if you planted the slips, you should have at least, unless you put too much nitrogen. Now, if you put too much nitrogen, you'll have all vines and no potatoes.
Yeah. 3,000 Farmall said.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good price if it's in good running condition. Because I paid more than that for my cub with nothing.
Every wall in my house is poplar.
She said she planted slips.
Nay's Craft and Tumblers. Every wall is poplar. I love poplar. I always have. Camp house, guest house, pool house, mother-in-law's house, etc. Bonus house.
Yeah.
We don't have most of those. We got a camp house. We don't got a guest house or a pool house or a mother-in-law's house.
I'm with Steve Ladner. The tools and the equipment's actually worth more than the tractor is.
Yeah. Do you have a place for guests? We do have one bedroom in one house that is set up if we had kids had someone,
We don't plan on guests,
But there's always
that possibility somebody in the family might need somewhere to stay.
Yeah.
And
need a pup update. She's spoilt rotten and
oh my gosh. Well, let me tell you something. Today I was out working on the greenhouse trying to get it, put together. Well, it got to be so hot and I went past my time to even eat or drink water or anything. I said, well, I'm gonna walk over to the house and get me a fresh glass of water, a good ice in it. And when I walked up, 2 squirrels come out of my pecan tree in front of my camp house, running across the yard with pecans in their mouth. And it made me so mad that that I shot both of them. And I killed both of the squirrels and I cut the tails off. And I'm playing with Lucy there with a squirrel tail. That dog went literally nuts trying to get that squirrel tail. I mean, she was barking. I mean, it was like you lit a fire under her. It's like something was bred into her. She tried to take the squirrel away from me, everything. And for the next 2 to 3 hours, we could not calm that dog down.
She was hyper.
She was like something on, I don't know, like she was on speed or something or other.
Yeah, she was hyper, very hyper. Right now she's in the playpen at the house asleep. She ate really well and she went out to
Old Dominion says, "Oh my goodness, guys, we just looked at the listing and you think you should raise the price by $1 million."
I would if we could.
If I thought I could, I would. I really do.
Here in Mississippi, I don't think we'd get them. We'd get that.
I don't think we'd get that in Mississippi.
Now, if it was sitting in California, yeah, we could get a couple of million for it, but no, not here.
Not here.
Not unless somebody from California wants to come down and pay us that kind of price. Robin says, I have 5 Vago 10-1 beds. In one of them we have root rot and nematodes, and in some of the others we have issues with a lot of ants. Any suggestions on how to fix them in South Florida?
If you've got root knot nematodes, it means you don't have enough lime in your soil. You
add more lime.
Add more lime for the root knot nematodes. And for the ants, all I do on mine when I got ants in it, I'm just being honest with you, if an ant bed pops up in one of mine, I stick a stick as deep in there as I can get it, water a hole around, I pour 1 cup of gasoline in it, and I put the dirt back over it real quick. Done with the ants. It doesn't affect my plants, doesn't affect my soil. I've done that for years.
The last several
and I've had absolutely.
He started doing that in the greenhouse at Deep South because we would occasionally they would build up in one corner specifically.
Yep.
And so he kept trying to keep in the greenhouse to get rid of them.
Yeah.
They'd go away for a long time, but eventually they'd come right back. If Lucy got the entire squirrel, you would never get it away from her. Probably not.
No, she almost took it away from me. I mean, because she'd come after me with a vengeance, and I had to hold the squirrel up in the air, make my knife, and cut his tail off. And
she could smell it before.
She knew.
I mean, and she's never seen a squirrel before. I've tried to get her, like when I come up to the brick house, we have this big, huge oak tree in the back. There's always a squirrel runs across the yard. There's one that just plays in that tree all the time.
Yeah.
And every time we come up here, I try to get her to see it, and I take her round and around the tree trying to get her to smell it, and she's obviously not picking it up, or she don't know what she's smelling yet.
Farmall Cub YouTube channel, yeah, $1,400 is a good price. That's a good price for a cub. And 3B Homestead, I'm pretty sure it would work on any ants, to be honest with you.
Probably. Yeah, the coffee grounds will help with the ants too.
If you put it around your plants, like if you got ants climbing up an okra stalk, eating the blooms and the okra, you can put coffee grounds right around the base of it, and it usually will stop the ants.
I have not heard of
Australian winter peas. Yeah,
I've never heard of them.
They're advertised as ground cover, but I wonder if they're edible. I don't know if they're edible or not, but I've actually planted the Australian is what it is. Winter peas in my deer food plots and stuff like that. I have done that before. It comes in your food plots mixes. Bonnie Evans says, I'm in Lumberton, Mississippi. I ended up with a bunch of sweet potato slips off of some of my sweet potatoes. Do you think I have enough time to grow more sweet potatoes now? We should be same temps as Wiggins.
You gotta have 120. Well,
you need at least 100 days with no frost. And let's see, that would be September, October, November, December.
You pushing it to December.
I don't think you've got time. I'm just being honest.
You can try it. You might get some little potatoes before a frost.
The reason I'm telling you that is because the polar vortex has changed, and we're going into a La Nina. And as a matter of fact, all the way to the middle of September, we're going to be a lot colder than we would normally be, especially north of us. Anywhere north of us is going to be way colder than normal. When I say colder, we're talking about 15 degrees to 20 degrees maybe. Grant T says, have y'all ever planted October beans? I'm thinking about ordering some. No, but I know that Andy and Megan plant them all the time.
April, I would put used coffee grounds. You don't want to use your good coffee. You want to drink your coffee first.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, drink coffee first, then use the grounds.
Beverly Michael says, what brand of ground cover do you have in your high tone? I need a good one. We use DeWitt ground cover. We get it through Grower Solutions. It seems to be the best that we have found.
Yeah, I think we're going into an early fall, except the Pacific Northwest will be baking in the oven up here while y'all enjoy cooler weather. I think so.
Yeah, anywhere in the Pacific Northwest, all the way down through California, all the way down to the southern tip of Texas on the western coastline, y'all got some serious issues coming. I'm just going to tell you. I mean, I'm not going to go into it, but there's some serious things fixing to happen up and down the West Coast. I wouldn't want to live on the West Coast right now. I'll just be honest with you.
All right, so since they're mentioning coffee, I'm going to go ahead and do a coffee giveaway. So I see several people hollering coffee. Silver Run Coffee Crafters, our friends over there, we usually give away at least 1 or 2 bags of coffee. So tonight I just finished up with my 0 Dark 30 and I'm working on the Panama Dulce. And then I have some black gold before I kind of rotate mine back and forth because I like a lot of different coffees that they have. But let me think of something I can do in order to give away 1 of the 0 Dark 30 and 1 of the Panama Dulce. And we'll see.
Sweet Pea, my chickens are molting too. And I think it's a sign. It's going to be colder.
Let me just pick somebody that I know we haven't gotten, that I haven't sent coffee to before. Let me back it up while you're talking. You see something you need to be talking about?
Everybody's talking about they like coffee. I like coffee, yeah. Somebody wants to know about the okra seeds. We're waiting on the okra seeds right now in the high tone to germinate. It usually takes, the way we planted them, it usually takes close to 10 to 14 days before they
and Daniel
sprout.
said I might not have planted them.
And Wanda planted them. I didn't plant them, so I can't tell you anything definite because I don't know if she did it right or wrong. Or,
he says I plant things too deep, so this time I did not. And then he said I didn't plant them deep enough.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know about Ms. Wanda. Ms. Wanda, she gives it her best, so. But as soon as I know a little bit about the, what would you call it, the germination rate and stuff, because I have to hand pick through all the seeds. I hand pick them. I don't just shell seeds out and sell them. I hand pick mine. And usually when I wake up around 3:30 in the morning to 4 o'clock, after I go to the restroom, and I'll come sit down and I'll just sit there and I just start shelling out okra seeds until about 5 o'clock, and then I fix breakfast, and we usually out the door by 5:30 or 6 o'clock, somewhere around that.
All right, let me see.
Everybody's telling you the kind of coffee they like.
I'm trying to.
Elmark says, I want okra, not coffee.
Yes.
Oh.
All right.
It is a spineless okra. It is. It's a white okra. It does not itch, or it doesn't itch me.
It doesn't bother me very much. All right, I picked 2 winners right quick, and I'm trying to pick people that I haven't already sent coffee to, because some of you I know I've sent coffee once, twice to already, because I can't remember everybody. But the 0 Dark 30 is going to East Texas Living.
East Texas Living, all right.
And the Panama Dulce is going to Chrissy Tuttle, Tuttle.
All right, Chrissy Tuttle.
So y'all send me an email at deepsouthhomestead@gmail.com, and maybe next time I'll think of some reason to ask some questions. But I'm trying to pick people that I have not already sent coffee to. So we'll do some more next week.
Mr. Ray, yes, Mr. Ray Ferguson, yes, we do plant peanuts. We don't plant the regular peanuts because they carry a fungus that will cause pancreatic cancer if you eat too many of them. But we do raised the jungle peanuts, which does not have the aflatoxin problem that regular peanuts have. And
we have some in the high tunnel and some in the field, so we're going to see.
I don't know about the ones in the field. The grass has took them over. I was hoping after the grass went to seeds it would just die, but it won't quit raining, so it just keeps getting grassier and grassier. I guess that's a word, but and I can't mow it off because then I won't be able to find my peanuts, you know. So I don't actually know what I'm gonna do and how I'm gonna get my peanuts out. Steve Ladner says, "Can you speak Spanish?"
Limited.
Well, yes and no. I've used to quite fluently, but it's like they say, if you don't use it, you lose it.
Close to 20 years ago.
It's been like 20 years ago, because I worked lots of crews of the Latinos and Mexicans, Portuguese. I used to speak some Portuguese, Spanish and Mexican Spanish, both. So I'm not as fluent in it as I once was. Let me put it that way.
I do use some creamer in my coffee sometimes, and I do use honey. I just like the taste of a creamer too, but I can do it black when I need to. It's just that lots of times I do some creamer and I make a latte. No, a frappe.
Frappe.
A frappe every day. I like a cold coffee, and I have to have something in it to pull that flavor out.
Jeff Jackson says, "Danny, praise report. Surgery went great. I'm just sore." Amen.
Good.
I love to hear a praise report.
I don't know if we'll have any jungle peanut seeds. It's according to whether they make or not. All we got is some pretty vines right now.
We have some beautiful vines. I don't know if we'll have enough to sell any seeds, but I don't even know if we're gonna get to harvest them, to be honest with you, because I don't. The way it keeps raining, and they may be sprouting underground. I don't know. Tracy.
All right, now Dave.
Buck and Fuss says, "Do red peanuts cause this? I spent 2 days putting up 10 gallons."
They'll be good.
They're good. It's just if you overconsume, like.
I need to answer somewhere before it gets away.
If you overconsume like dried peanuts and all that kind of stuff, the ones that are dried, that can be an issue. But if you've processed them, you're probably
boiling
okay.
them or parching them or something, that cuts down on all that. It's eating them raw.
Yeah.
Is mainly somewhere. Where'd I go? Dave Family Outdoors. Where is a good place to get farm oil parts from? I am restoring an old 140 but can't find the hydraulic pump.
Okay, you want to try, there's 2 places. I'm trying to think of which one Brandon's at?
Steiner's?
No, Brandon's not at Steiner's.
Well, one of the places is Steiner's.
One of the places you can find the stuff is Steiner's, Steiners. And Mr. Brandon is at, this is terrible.
Joey, where are you?
Where are you when I need you, Joey? Oh, what is it? Oh my gosh. As much stuff as I order from them.
Yeah, Danny orders mainly from them, where Mr. Brandon is. Now, if he can't find anything, he goes to Steiner's as a backup.
Yeah. My mind is just as blank on that as ain't that sad? That's what happens when you get older.
Come on.
If I think of it, I will just tell you during the live stream somewhere.
If somebody knows, they'll tell us.
Jessica says, "Do you have to shell the okra to save the seeds?"
No.
You gotta let it dry.
Leave it in the pod.
You can leave it in the pods, let it dry in the pods. You can leave it in there all year if you want to.
Birch Tractor.
Birch Tractor.
Thank you, Monkey Mama.
BURCH.
Birch Tractor.
Tractor Company. Birch Tractor Company. Yes. That's an unusual name for me, is Birch.
Tracy says she picked them and boiled them for. You ain't got nothing to worry about.
You ain't got nothing to worry about.
Does anyone use food vacuum sealers to freeze food? Do you like them? I do. We had the meat that we got, our cows, when they were processed, we had them vacuum pack the meat. It stays fresher longer in the freezer. So anything that you pull the air out of will stay, it lasts longer in the freezer.
Yes, Old Dominion is correct. If you eat too many Brazil nuts, they are super high in selenium. So you want to make sure you do not eat too many Brazil nuts.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Day Family Outdoor says, thanks, I will give them a shout. Yeah, just talk to Mr. Brandon. Brandon is very country, but that man knows his tractors now. I'm going to tell you. He knows everything about all tractors. I mean, oh, man.
He's very good at what he does.
He is really good.
Let's see, anything also that has moisture in it can flash freeze. It then vacuum seals it. Yeah, anything that you want to freeze, vacuum sealing is a much better way to go.
Saffron Bay, just look up there. They're telling you 2 Brazil nuts a day. I mean, I don't even have to tell you. It's already up there.
Yeah. I mean, you can't eat too many. I mean, 3 or 4 is not going to hurt you. But if you sit and just eat Brazil nuts for an hour, that could. Let's see, where are we at now? What else we got going on today or this week? Mainly, we've just been working.
We've been working this week. That's what
trying to get this stuff done.
Trying to get Deep South Homestead ready. I've been doing that for the last, I don't know, 2 or 3 months, I guess, all through this heat.
Now, if y'all are looking for some really good, safe nuts to eat, Azure Standard has some. I buy a variety from them. Danny likes to have a mixed nuts with raisins in it for a snack, especially if we're going to town or back and just something he can have handy to eat on. And so I buy my raisins from them, and they have the best raisins. These are probably the best raisins we've had in years. And so Azure Standard, we have a link for that. And if you use the link and use my link and then use code 15, you get 15% off your first order.
Amanda Yeats says, Mr. Danny, where can I get non-GMO livestock grain in the Deep South? I don't know if you're going to find non-GMO livestock grain. You can get non-GMO layer pellets for chickens at Old South Feed Store in Wiggins for, I think it's like, is it $16?
I don't even know.
I think it's like $16 a bag on it. But you get the non-GMO layer pellets. They're 16%. Jennifer says, now that it's listed, it's a huge burden lifted. Yes, it is a huge burden.
Now it would just sell.
Now I just need it to sell so I can move on and move forward with my life, you know.
We're ready for the next step.
Andy Am says $220 on 5 bags of groceries. Good Lord have mercy.
It don't.
But you know what? That just means that the scriptures are correct.
Yeah.
That just means that the Bible is actually correct, because it says in the latter days of this age we're living in that it'll take a day's wages to buy a meal for one person. So
it's getting there, y'all. I mean, when my kids were small, I would say when my oldest daughter, when I first married and before she was born, my husband and I would go to town. We had certain things we bought every week. We spent $17 a week on groceries. $17. His mama would give us some peas, beans, corn, and potatoes. And my mom would give me some beans and peas. And everything else we spent $17. My daughter was born, it jumped to $24 because we had to buy her diapers and her formula back then. So that tells you, now what we bought would be $250.
Yeah.
Just for that $17 or $24 worth of food would be $250 now. That is a huge increase in stuff, y'all.
Catherine Elkins says, what will you do with all your extra time, Danny? Well,
he has no.
I have no extra time.
I've got it planned out for him.
I mean, I have, oh my goodness. I wouldn't know what extra time is. I am so far behind here at Pecan Grove that, oh my goodness, probably it'd take me 2 or 3 years just to get caught up here.
It will, because he's got a lot of open projects, and I want him to have the house finished by next year. I was hoping we would by this fall, by the winter time, but we're not going to have the house finished. But that's a goal for next year. And then Mr. Keith may be bringing him another cub, and I know what's going to happen when the cub comes. Everything else shuts down.
Well,
that's just what
that's the way it is, you know. Let's see. Broken Dolly says, do you put your rabbit manure directly around your plants? Yes, we put it directly around them. It will not burn a plant. Stacy Wiseheart says, any suggestions on getting rid of mulberry weed? I'd be honest with you, I don't even know what mulberry weed is because we don't have it.
We don't have
I don't have it yet. Please don't speak it on me.
Don't send it to us. Danny, how much more will you build? Well, we've got a pecan building. We know we're going to do a pecan.
I know I'm going to do a building to just strictly for my pecans. I know I'm going to do an addition on a building here to put my grist mill under and my hammer mill under.
And we've got
to add on to the hay barn because we don't have enough room.
The barn.
And plus we're going to add another so many feet onto the barn that we have here.
But finishing the house
is
a big project. Because he's got to do a carport. I mean, we've got the roof. He's just got to pour a slab and finish the carport.
Plus, we're going to have a new garage built.
Yeah, we are doing that. That's going to be soon. That may be before Christmas.
Yeah, well, when we sell Deep South Homestead, we're going to build a new garage because.
So, the building projects aren't gone.
Yeah,
and the shop's not finished.
No.
So he's got a lot to do.
I've got a lot to do there.
We just got things to a manageable. We can live with.
We can live with it. I still don't have my cane. My cane mill's not finished yet. I still got to get some bracing put on it, and I got to get the little casket thing built around it so that nobody gets into the gears on it. I've still got that to do.
I'm gonna go to sleep on it.
There's just I don't have the smoke box built on my smokehouse yet to smoke some pipe up into it to cold smoke with. I don't have that done yet.
I do have videos on canning sweet potatoes. You can can white or regular sweet potatoes the same way. Check out Deep South Homestead canning sweet potatoes. There's probably 3, 4, 5 videos there. Probably on Crazy Days there's some videos, and on Deep South Homestead at Pecan Grove I'm pretty sure I've probably already done a video on canning sweet potatoes over there. Miss Lippy's putting one up.
Yeah, Miss Lippy's throwing it up there.
So I know there's several. Did you get your ice house done? We didn't do ice house.
We wasn't building an ice house. I don't know where that come from.
Finish one product, think of 3 more. Yeah. Danny has like 50 projects going at one time. He'll work on this one 5 minutes, and then he'll go work on this one, and then he'll go work on that one, and then he'll come back to this one. And when he gets tired of something for a few minutes, he says, well, I think I'll go do this a little while. And plus he's cleaning the woods and stuff.
Yeah, I'm constantly clearing land. I'm constantly doing something. Jackie's Lane said, do you guys ever rest? No, you're not supposed to rest.
We sleep between 10 and 5.
I go to bed about 10 o'clock at night, and I'll get up around.
Last night now.
I'll get up around 3 in the morning, 4, something like that. A body don't need any more than that. When you start getting more sleep than that, and start, you get where you can't keep going. You start wearing out. Your body gets where you're like, I can't have no energy no more. You
I'm so sleepy.
You gotta just keep rolling.
Last night we were tired. We were both asleep by 8:30.
Yeah, we went out early last night.
Oh, sweet potato fries. Now Miss Lippy has one on white potato fries, like just regular making potato fries. I think I did something the other day, but I can't remember if it was a short or I don't remember what I'd done, because when I went to look for it, I couldn't find it. So I thought I put something up on sweet potato fries, but it might have been in the middle of another video. It wasn't just a standalone video, so I don't know. But Miss Lippy does the white potato fries, and you do the sweet potatoes the same way. The only thing I do different with the sweet potatoes is when I cut them up, I put them in lemon water and then process them just like she does the rest of them. Danny sounds like you have ADHD. Yeah, he does. Plus he's OCD.
I am very OCD. I'm not ADHD. I'll tell you why. My daddy used to tell me, and I've told y'all this, my daddy used to tell me, we get up and go to work when it's daylight enough to see how. We eat when we get hungry, not because it's 12 o'clock. We eat when we get hungry, and any fool can tell when dark comes. That was my daddy's rules, you know. So my whole life, from the time I was 12 years old, I was put outside the road, and a pickup truck picked me up with my little lunch in a bag and took me to a field and dropped me off. And I picked cucumbers, been over in the field until from 6 o'clock in the morning till 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and out in the heat all day long at 12 years old. I didn't run around and play like most kids do.
Oh, Mr. Ronald was talking about the cooler. Yes, we have the cooler that we've gotten here on Pecan Grove. Danny has a video on that.
Yes. I have a
Well, it's
walk-in
on
cooler.
Pecan Grove. You have to look at Deep South Homestead at Pecan Grove and type in cooler. Jennifer says she got her OCD from you.
That's quite possible. It's quite possible.
Yeah, they said you're too together to have ADHD. He's always he's very focused usually. Whatever he's doing, he's doing. If I asked him something, he can't even answer me. He says, "Wait, I got to finish this."
Yeah.
And so I see that in Trey too. Trey's like that. Just heads up.
Ozza Blue says, I learned a new word from Mr. Danny recently. I looked up in the definition. The word is brickly. I've never heard that before.
Brickly.
Brickly. Yeah.
I don't know where he came up with that either, but
that's a word. It's a word.
There's a brittle.
No, they're brickly.
Brittle.
No, they're brickly.
I don't know.
Oh man.
See, Jennifer said Trey is. Yeah, he's like that. Miss Lippy put up the walk-in cooler here at Pecan Grove.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad build.
Jennifer said I learned what a pack rat was this week. She did.
Yeah, she learned what a pack rat was.
She didn't know there was such thing as a literal pack rat.
Tim Helder says I looked it up too.
You got people brittle and prickly. See?
Brittle and prickly.
That's two different words. You just put it together and made a new word.
Brickly.
Did y'all even find it?
Yeah.
Is there a prickly? What'd you call it? A
Brickly.
Brickly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm wondering if y'all found it.
Let's see here.
What was your intelligence and or opinion on this?
Comment 31 Atlas. I'm still out on that one because I'm getting information in daily on that. There's a few things that's a little concerning about it. Is it's giving off nickel 363 as it goes through space, and that nickel is not what a normal comet gives off. Nickel 363 is a byproduct of something that is actually like nuclear. Nuclear engines give off nickel 363, and this thing actually has a light in front of it, not behind it. It doesn't have a tail. I actually have connections with different ones that's giving me information on this. So I'm quite interested to see, because it's on a different elliptical course than any comet. Is traveling faster than normal things should travel. It's doing things that a comet would not do, or an asteroid, but yet I'm still out on it. You know what I mean? I'm curious about it.
Mountain Woodsy said the word brickly is a dialectal adjective meaning brittle, fragile, or easily cracked and snapped. It describes something that lacks elasticity and can break into pieces under pressure.
I tried to tell you. I'm not ignorant.
I just think he comes up with words occasionally.
My vocabulary goes way. I wear overalls just to look simple. I'm not a simple person.
No, you know? I know that, but there's times that he says stuff, and he used to say second. Let's see, firstly. Did you say that? Firstly?
No, I never
Secondly?
said that. No.
You had some words he said, and I kept saying that's not the right way to say it. When I looked it up, he was actually right. It sounded weird, but it was right.
Yeah, I mean, my vocabulary is way out yonder. I just don't use it. I have a high vocabulary. I just don't use it all the time.
All right, let's see.
Nancy Lane says, it's a space train.
Sherry said, I always wondered what a drenched rat, then a flooding rain filled up their hole, and they're all gone by my rabbits. I guess she's talking about a drenched rat.
Yeah, or like a bird pulling through a knot hole backwards.
Yeah.
That's an ugly look right there.
Let's see. At one point, I heard it had a tail. Now they say it doesn't.
Right.
They keep changing what they say.
Yeah.
Is it too late for me to plant sweet potatoes in Central Florida? Average first frost date is November 26th.
You wouldn't get real big ones, but you would get probably some nice sized bacon potatoes. You wouldn't get any real big ones, but you'd probably get some nice ones. Yeah.
Amanda said, do you know if the winter will be cooler than normal this year in the deep south? I've heard chatter that it will be and maybe wet for...
Well, it all depends on, Amanda, it depends on whether we have a La Nina come in, because if we have a La Nina come in, then we will probably be warmer than normal, but wetter than normal.
Okay, somebody wants to know about this map behind us. I don't know. Can you pick this up just a second? It says Deep South Homestead Spring Gathering in 2018, 2019. I think it was 18 or 19. I think it was 2019. We had Mr. Darrell from Two Family Homestead made this board for us. He etched the Mississippi map, and they brought it to the Homestead gathering that we had here in Wiggins, Mississippi, and we had a whole bunch of people sign this thing that were here at the homestead, at the gathering. So it is signed by a bunch of our friends that came to that gathering.
Wild Turkey says, when I go to make a large purchase, I wear old clothes I'm comfortable wearing, and when I pay, their jaws drop. Don't let them know who you really are in certain situations.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a lot of the way I am. I mean, I can put on a suit and sit down with the president and actually carry on a decent conversation with him, or I can put these overalls on and I can sit down and talk with any old farmer on the road. You know?
March 11th, 2018. It is on there.
Yeah.
It was 18. Is it safe to use a very old swamp water on plants?
I guess it is. I mean, I don't know why you couldn't.
I do not do kimchi, so
we don't do kimchi. I have eaten kimchi when I was with some North Koreans. No, I mean South Koreans, not North Koreans. I don't know why. I had Kim Jong-un on my mind. When I was with some South Koreans, I actually ate kimchi there. I actually ate something that I swore I'd never eat again, and that was fish jerky. They fed me fish jerky, and I was like, the more I chewed it, the fuller it got in my mouth, and the more it tastes like raw fish smells. You know, and I was just like, I stomached it down because I was with them, but I was like, I ain't ever doing this again. I ain't never doing this again.
Yeah. All right, so what else we got going on? Oh, Jennifer said, was that Miss M? Yes.
Yes.
She remembers her.
She remembers her, yes. Oh my goodness, yeah.
Miss Debbie says she liked the video of the fish eating. We're going to be harvesting some of those because we're going to slow down long enough to do some fishing. May have some grandkids here. They wanted to come to yesterday.
Yeah, they wanted to come yesterday, but we had too much going on yesterday.
So I'll have some grandkids here before long. We're going to go fishing again and have another fish fry.
Yeah. It's
All right. Lisa Rosebud said her husband's in the hospital, so we're going to pray for them. I saw somebody else up further asking for prayer.
No, Tim, I haven't ordered the birds yet.
I made him wait.
Wanda made me wait. She told me not right now.
Unspoken for Carrie. Miss Becky, I do plan on doing some more crazy days. I started to today, but I did 17 jars of sweet potatoes and cut up a bunch of onions, and I woke up the last 3 or 4 days with a sore throat, and I didn't want to push it today. So one day this week, hopefully I'll do another crazy days. I hope to do a live off and on. Y'all help me get to 25,000. I didn't realize I was only just a few hundred away from 25,000 over there. So y'all help me get there, and I'll do a giveaway. And over at Pecan Grove, I can't remember how many we've got there, but y'all help us get to the next step at Pecan Grove. Go over and make sure you let me find it and see what we're at, because I do think I don't look very often. All right, we're at 33,000 at Pecan Grove. When we get to 50,000, I'll do a giveaway at Pecan Grove. So we're a ways away. But when I get to 25,000 on Crazy Days, I'll do a giveaway.
Okay, I'm sitting here. I try to read as many of the prayer requests as I can. Sometimes it gets to going a little fast and I can't get them all in, but
yeah. I am going this week and have an exam done on my eyes, so we'll know from there when or where I'll have eye surgery or not. Danny has been having issues. He's been riding a tractor so much with the hay and everything till his kidney stones have been acting up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm on my kidney stones. They want to act up every now and then.
Let's see. Ravenwolf, should I attempt my time for a fall garden here in Southwest Ohio?
I would plant stuff that's cold tolerant, because you're going to get colder than normal here pretty quick.
Diamond Gardener says pray for her husband William.
Pokeweed berries, good or bad? I wouldn't eat them. Let me put it that way. I'm not telling you they're toxic or they're poison. I've heard it both ways, to be honest with you, and I'm not going to tell you either way. I just telling you, I personally would not eat them.
Yeah, a lot of people are got a lot of surgeries coming up.
Debbie Stamper says she's braving her cataract surgery on the 9th.
I'm gonna have it done. I need to have it done, but I just put off the appointment to have the exam done because we had so much going on. But now that we're hopefully gonna slow it down a little, not really, but we just work it in.
Well, what'll happen is I'm just not traveling to Deep South and working over there.
Yeah.
My work will just be done here.
Yeah. So let's see what else. All right, so y'all look for maybe a live stream one day this week when we have time. I know we've got a couple of days we got to be gone this week, at least 2. And
2?
we have got to go get some gas. Somebody
Oh,
has
yeah.
run out of gas.
I have done the unthinkable. I have allowed myself to run out of diesel fuel and gas on the farm, which is something I have not done in years and years. But we've been
pushing it back and forth between two places, and he has to have the tractors, we have to have the lawnmowers, and then we have to have them here. And so we've been going back and forth, and we hadn't been going to town. And last week sometime he said, I'm going to be out of fuel. And I said, well, we need to run town. Well, we ain't been to town. Every
time we think about going, it'd be raining. You know, and I can't get the fuel in the rain. So
yeah, so.
But I guess it's time that we need to pray, and so that we can. Father, we're come to you tonight. Lord, it's been a hectic week, but it's been a good week. It's been a week we can look back on and say that thank you for having been with us through the whole week. There's lots of requests going up tonight. I'm always encouraged by people when they put up their prayer request. But I always ask myself, how much faith do they have, and do they really believe they're going to get their prayers answered? Me and my daughter Jennifer talked about this yesterday, about how people just don't believe when they ask, because the scripture says that when you ask, that you not ask amiss, but that you ask believing in your heart. And if you believe, God said he'll go as far as move a mountain for you. And me and her both were talking about answered prayers and things of this nature. And Father, you've been so good to us. And I thank you more and more for everything that you've done in my life. And I thank you tonight for everybody who's putting up their prayer requests here. There's multiple surgeries mentioned here tonight, lots of tests mentioned, people praying for their husbands, their spouses, their families, unspoken prayer requests, all kinds of stuff is going up here tonight, Father. I pray that it's coming up before your nostrils as a sweet, savory smell, Father, so that it catches your attention, and that you would take time and look down and answer each and every one of these requests. There's other YouTubers out there that's been diagnosed with pretty far along cancer, and Father, we know that you're the great physician. You can actually step in. You can heal anybody that you so wish to heal, Father. But Father, we have to take that first step, and we've got to believe in our own hearts that you're going to do it for us. And we've got to quit speaking stuff upon ourselves. We've got to quit saying, I have this or I have that. And it's just like me when I go to the doctor. I always thank the doctor for his opinion. But I look at him and usually tell him, I don't really have this problem. And Lord, you've always allowed me to live a full life. And I thank you for that. And Father, I think if we would believe more, that we would come out on the other side of this thing a lot better than allowing doctors to rule our lives. So look down on the people here tonight that made the prayer request. Answer every one of them, Father, and give everybody a good night's rest. And the cooler temperatures are coming in for some people. And Father, I pray that they'll enjoy them and just get a breath of fresh air and this cool air coming down. We've prayed and prayed and prayed and asked for cool air for everybody to break this relentless heat that we've been having. And Father, I know you're going to do it because you've already promised me you're going to do it. And I'm excited to see people get that to happen to them. I'm excited to see people saying they're canning. I'm excited to see people saying that their gardens are doing well. I'm excited to hear people just talking about the praise report we got tonight. Lord, I thank you for answering those prayers. And Lord, I'm looking forward to even more praise reports because I know you're going to answer even more prayers. And because I believe. And when I believe, I expect. And I expect because you're my heavenly Father, and you've promised me that if we ask and we ask in the right attitude and we ask believing, you will do these things. And Father, tonight, in the name of Christ, I ask that you answer the prayers that's been brought up before you this afternoon. I ask these things in Christ's name. Amen. Now.
Eyes are messing up again. They starting to just drip.
That's you got sinus issues.
Yeah, we cleaned out the shop. I was blowing the dust and dirt out of there, and then I cleaned out the high tunnels, blowing out dust there, and it's got my eyes infected again. And then I've got a muscle that caught this morning, and that's starting to hurt.
Yeah, Miss Wanda,
I'm falling apart.
She's falling apart on me. I don't know what I'm gonna do with her.
Oh.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with her. But anyway,
all right. Do I have a tip
for
sorry,
tonight?
y'all. I am so sleepy. I'm surprised I haven't went to sleep yet.
She's gonna fall apart on me. And I gotta get up and go look for something has been eating our muscadines. We've harvested what, 10
or 12 gallons.
10 or 12 gallons of muscadines, and we probably still had 4 or 5 gallons left out there. And lo and behold, if something hadn't done, come and eat most of them. So,
no, my eyes, when I close them and then I start opening them back, closing them and stuff, they start watering because of that. I guess the dust and dirt. I've got some drops I've been trying to put in them, but still, they're bothering me really bad. And I do have a cold. From that dust, I got a sore throat.
She got a sore throat from all this stuff, cleaning up over at Deep South.
Yeah, so I'm glad all that's behind us because that has clogged me up for the last 4 days.
Yeah.
This morning I couldn't hardly talk. I had near laryngitis.
Oh, man.
Do you have a tip?
Do I have a tip for tonight? Oh, my goodness.
I told him to tell y'all, I'm tired, good night, that's my tip, let's go.
Now, there's a lot of things that I could probably sit here and tell you. There's nothing we could do about any of them, to be honest with you. But the one thing I do really, really encourage each one of you to do is to prepare some food, some warm clothes, some fresh drinking water. I've got my reasons for that. I'm working on getting you all a picture that I'd like for some of you to see. But and James Galbraith says, buy silver, that's the tip. I would not sunk my money into silver right now, I'll be honest with you. Because the Bible teaches me that people's going to cast their silver and their gold into the street and they're going to curse it because they cannot eat it. I would urge everyone at this point in time right now, I don't care where you live at in the United States, you need to get yourself ready to grow something. Because guys, it's worse than what you think it is. You can still go to the grocery store, I guess, because I haven't been to a grocery store in quite a long time. But I guess you can go to the grocery stores and it looks like there's pretty much food everywhere in the grocery store, and most people think, oh, everything's good, But that really is not the case.
They also said they've changed where used to they told you to have 2 weeks supply of food on the emergency thing. I heard this week they said have at least 1 month, but to have 3 to 6 months is even better. For your emergency broadcast, whatever they call them, to tell you at least a month's worth of food, something's going to happen, because even before COVID, they only said a week.
Yeah, I mean, used to, you could go to, even to the government site, used to would tell you, to have, you know, you
That's
need to
what I'm
have.
talking about, that government site.
You need to have 7 days of food or whatever, 3 to 7 days.
Changed,
but they have now changed that, and I'm just telling you what's being talked about behind the scenes. You need at least 6 months worth of food per person and water per person in your household, because there's things going to happen that may not be the best. You know, Gene Blair says the end of the world as we know it in October.
Yeah, old man says the recent riots have proven that a Walmart can be emptied 90% out in just a couple hours.
Exactly.
After Katrina, if you didn't want to see some places, we went to the grocery store, and of course they had no power.
Right.
And anything that was in the coolers and the freezers was basically ruined. The people that got there first might have gotten it before it got bad. But anything, the whole freezer section was just about full of food because it was ruined. But anything else in the store was almost wiped out, and we went like within 24 hours to a grocery store, and people were just buying everything. You just saw them, and they were taking cash money at the store because they couldn't run a cash register or anything. They were just taking what they could. And I mean, you didn't go to any grocery stores.
No, I didn't go. I didn't have to.
I did go after Katrina and looked at ours, and man, I was shocked. That's the first time I've ever seen a store totally wiped out in one day.
Yeah, it's. I'll tell you why I'm a little concerned. Okay, I'm not concerned about me. I've lived my life. I've probably seen worse than a lot of people will ever dream of seeing. But the reason I'm concerned, mainly for you guys and for our children and for our grandchildren, is that the United States is not mentioned in the book of Revelations anywhere. And if it's not mentioned in the book of Revelations, something has happened. Now, I can't tell you what has happened, but I can tell you something will happen. And the reason I say that is because the scriptures teaches us that the holy city will be trampled underfoot for 42 months in the book of Revelation, and which is 3.5 years, and there is no way on earth that could happen if the United States is in existence, because we back Israel 100%. And for it to be trampled underfoot means that we did not stop it. Now, what does that mean? It could mean several different scenarios. It could mean that something has happened over here that's so drastic that we have to bring all of our forces back from. Guys, do y'all realize we're spread out in 127 different places over the continent of the earth? That we have soldiers in 127 different locations on this earth right now. We're involved in that many things. And if what's going on in Venezuela don't straighten up, we're going to have even more there. And plus, I have to watch what I say and how I say it. So we could have a civil war here in the United States that could keep us from being able to deal with what's going on in Israel. We could be hit with an EMP. We could be hit with a coronal mass ejection from the sun. There is tons of things that could happen to us. Earthquakes, volcanoes.
Could happen.
I mean, right now, the magma underneath the ocean, especially on the Pacific side, is way above scale. Right here at the mouth of the Mississippi River, the magma is so hot right now that literally the New Madrid fault line could go off and divide the United States, you know. As a matter of fact, the United States right now is already broke up into 5 districts, which probably the map will come out here pretty soon about these 5 districts that the United States is being broken up into. And the reason for that is for FEMA camps, because they have FEMA camps in all 5 districts. And, you know, so be aware of these things. Just don't think that what you see on the news is the way it is, because it's all propaganda. It is not real. It is none of it is, they tell you just enough of the truth to get you excited about something that's not even real. So be aware of that. And the biggest battle we're going to have to fight here pretty soon is going to be the weather. The weather is going to be our biggest battle in the very near future, because right now we're having the atmospheric rivers are just dumping water everywhere. Arkansas just, what was it, yesterday or day before yesterday, got like 9 or 10 inches of rain in just a couple of hours. I mean, guys, these are atmospheric rivers breaking loose, letting it all fall down, flooding places. That is just the beginning of what's fixing to happen. So, let's see, SR says there are 10 FEMA districts now. Lots of maps of it. Well,
yeah,
it's broken into 5 divisions. I've already seen the map. You know, I mean, I have privy to it. I've seen the map, and I'm very concerned about it. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not scared. I know what's going to happen, and I can't do anything about it except pray. We are living in the ends of an age. I mean, when you're at the end of the age, the Bible tells us these things are going to happen. And for us to look up, our redemption draweth nigh. We're in the, how does the scripture say it? We're in the sprouting of the fig tree time. You know, that's where we're at. And, you know, he says we won't know the day or the hour, but we can know the season, because the fig trees, when they start to bud out, we know that spring is nigh. You know, summer's near. So when we see these things starting to happen and come to fruition, then we know that we are there. We are almost there. And all I can tell you guys is you better be trusting in the Lord. You better be praying for your country. You better be lifting, even if you don't like the president. I mean, I ain't saying I like him, but if you better be praying for him. You better be praying that God gives him wisdom to lead this country and gives his cabinet wisdom to make wise decisions. You better be praying for your 3-letter agencies in this country, because I'm going to tell you what, they run, well, America's not run by the president and the cabinets and stuff. America is actually ran by corporations, and it's the corporations are who's pulling the strings. I'm just going to be honest with you. So I'll leave it at that. Miss Wanda's reaching over, tapping me on the leg.
My back's hurting.
So I got to quit. Just trust in the Lord. He's going to take care of you. You ain't got to worry about it. Now, don't be a fool and sit back and say, I'm not going to do anything, and think and expect God to take care of you.
Because it could be 10, 15, 20 years.
It could be 10 years from now before everything goes completely haywire.
You don't
and
know.
It might be before the end of this year. Everybody's talking about 2026. I'm just trying to get through 2025. You know? Yeah. That's my thing, because I know stuff that's going to happen in 2025. I just want to get through it. Mm-hmm. I'm not worried about 2026. I don't even know if we're going to make it that far. You know?
That's what I'm saying. It's crazy. But, yeah. Just trust in the Lord.
Just trust in God. I mean,
try to grow some food. If you can't grow any food, and some of you can't, find ways to get some in different areas and put some up. Spend $10 a week on canned goods that you like to eat. Because there's no way to go get a bunch of English peas if you don't like English peas and stash them in a cabinet to eat. don't do it. Go get something you like to eat and stash it and spend $10 a week. Almost anybody can spend $10 a week. In a year, you'd be surprised how much food you have stashed. And then fix it where you put the date on it and rotate it out. Like if you like green beans, put your green beans there and put the date on it. Then when you go and buy green beans for your cabinet, rotate out. Put the oldest green beans in your cabinet, the newest ones in your stash. It's a little bit of work, but it's well worth it in the future.
It is well worth it. And, you know, guys, I don't know what else to say. You know, I mean, I've tried for, how long have I been on YouTube?
8 or 9 years, 10, I don't even know how long we've been on.
We've been on here since 2015.
10 years.
So
almost 10 years
we've been on YouTube almost 10 years this fall. And the Lord just gave me one message. And I try my best to get that message out there. And that is to prepare, prepare, prepare. Just like Joseph, the Lord told him for 7 years to prepare for the lean that was coming. And Joseph listened to the Lord and spared Egypt. He spared all the lands around about Egypt from starvation and actually made them the wealthiest of all the nations in the world at that time. And guys, God expects us to do the exact same thing. That's what He wants. Because, let me tell you something. Scripture says, judgment must begin at the house of God. And you ask, why at the house of God? Because it is God's people who holds everything together. And when God's people cease to pray, then just like Farmall Cubs talking about here, make America pray again. When God's people cease to pray, things cease to happen in a nation. And a nation digresses because God's people are not doing what they're doing. So in order to bring a country back to its knees, God has to first bring His people back to their knees so that they will learn to pray again. So judgment has begun, and it's not over by a long shot. So guys, that's it. I got to get out of here. I got to go hunt animals. And I hope and pray y'all have a blessed week. And I hope the Lord blesses you this week. I really do. I hope the Lord blesses you. And I hope you can come back next week. And I hope you can say that we were blessed this week, and you can tell us what God did for you that was a blessing.
Yeah, look for the ways that you're blessed. So many people look for the negativity. Everything's negative. Even the thumbnails are so negative. And I catch myself throwing out some negative thumbnails sometimes. And I'm like, quit doing that. But it gets the views, guys, sometimes. But look for the positive. Look for something that is bringing you positivity. And come back next week and have at least one something from the week that just blew your mind.
Yep. That
was a blessing.
Yep. And those of you who got coffee, be sure to send us your emails.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see y'all hopefully this week.
We got to make some videos.
We got to make some videos. We've been so busy over the other place.
I think I've got the hay video, and I've got one other one coming up Monday, and then
we got a few things up our sleeve. We're still doing
the greenhouse that you're working on, but it's not finished, so I don't know how far.
I don't know how long it's going to take me to finish the greenhouse.
Yeah, so we may do it in some
maybe in stages
or something. I don't know.
Anyway.